Shiloh so that I have a reason to continue, although it feels like it's very unbearable at this point. I know with you inside of me and with Christ inside of me, I can continue. But you stood up when you sent Shiloh. You sacrificed your son, and I understand you need to do that. But this is beyond. I have a constitutional right, and for asserting my constitutional right, I've paid a price, physical and emotional, and I'm glad that I do have Father, because I don't know how I would do this. I really don't. Doesn't even. It's very surreal, and I'm going to continue to give you thanks, knowing that you write all things, and there's no way that I could ever continue. So I have the right of affirmative defense. I've always had the right under my Fourth Amendment. At least I'm in this. It's supposed to. These constitutional rights are supposed to apply, and I have a Sixth Amendment. If they're going to try to criminally charge and try me, they have under many right of discovery, suppression of evidence. Under my Miranda rights, I have the right to adequate counsel. You can't hold back my discovery. There's been so many violations in this case of Miranda, Sixth Amendment. My Fourth Amendment gives me the right to be secure in my papers, houses, and effects. So that's me, my property, my effects, my vehicle, my home, my property, my animals. I have that, and I don't feel secure. I do 100% now. I'm not going to hide. I believe the most dangerous nation to be would be in the United States, and I think my case would show that there is no real legal anything there. This is just from the very beginning has been. They're lucky it wasn't murder. They're lucky they didn't kill me with that grenade into the face. So things could have been completely different that day. And I want to give thanks again to Father for the strength to get up each day. But 9 months is long enough to wait for these people to get their shit together. So they don't have nothing. They have done nothing on the case, and I want answers on where Elijah's at. I don't bullshit. Why the hell? I was just thinking about before I was in here that Dan Spencer was there that day at his trial. How would he allow those cops to say he went missing in September? This is his counsel. How does his counsel know that he showed up in October and is going to allow them to say that he went missing in September? So I asked Dan Spencer, where's my sons at? Do you know something about it? Did you have them killed? I said that to him in the courtroom too. Well, you're accusing everybody. Well, I got somebody. I think they're all involved now. It's starting to make a lot more sense. So last stream I asked for a welfare health check, somebody to call, because I can't call. They won't do anything for me. So, but affirmative defense is the right of self-defense, and I have the right to protect myself against illegal prosecution because I do reside within the borders of where the Constitution is still in play. So they can't abolish my constitutional rights. So, and I will not stand down and not be Christ-like and stand up. Because if you want to be like Christ, you need to stand up and speak up against perversion of the law. Or you ain't nothing like Christ. You're some other Jesus, some peace, easy. That's not Christ. That's not who he was. You don't know anything of Shiloh, my love, and he is the one who will cover my judgments and will condemn me if that's what he already chose. I could blot myself out, but it was already bought and chosen, so I'm not going to worry about, being anxious. I know Father did all these things. One second, I got something. Let's see. So, but I want answers. I'm not going to accept, you know, I think I've unraveled. We need to go back like an investigator and figure out why I was told by my supposed friend who supposedly had my silver, who switched up and changed stories, and who was going to bail Elijah out, who didn't, and just kept changing up his story from the time that I talked to him. Why is my daughter's car at his house? Why is my daughter's car at his house? Why would she sell the car to him? And that's a long way away from where she lives, and there would be no reason she would sell she could sell the car to anybody. Why would he buy the car? It don't make no sense. I mean, so anywhere but America. I'd like to be wherever you're at. I don't want to be in this country. I hate America. America sucks. It's the worst, most dangerous country there is on this rock. Largest gang in the world. Department of Justice, CIA, FBI, all these alphabet soup agencies, your state troopers. Look what the state of Oregon did to me. Gang, they're a gang. They just came out here and tried to kill me, and God knows that. Evidence show that. So what's happened with my son? I don't know. They shot him. You want to hear it? Go watch the 16-minute video on this channel and you'll see. Hit me in the face with a grenade. I was not reaching, never called for it. I only asked if my son was okay. That's force, use of force. I probably one of these pigs myself. That's not, you can't throw a grenade at somebody's face. That's excessive force. Then he Mirandized me, all these things. I have the right to protect myself under the Constitution. Of self-defense is called affirmative defense. Under my 4th and 14th Amendment, I have the right to be secure in my house, papers, persons, effects, warrantless search or seizure. And if they're going to come execute a warrant, they need to execute it in a proper fashion. If they fuck it up, that means it's not a good warrant anyways. And the whole thing, they kidnapped my daughter. She wasn't listed on the warrant, so that's a kidnapping. You have to show cause, probable cause, and show that on the warrant, who and where, and that has to be written and signed by a judge. They kidnapped my daughter, and now she's missing, and her car's at this guy's house. So where's Adriana, and why did she sell that car to him? And that doesn't make any sense at all. And he said that he didn't talk to neither of them, didn't know anything about anything. And I went directly to his house. And I know my son sold him a truck, and that car was parked in the place where my son's truck. And he said, oh, well, your son bought that from me. Well, I didn't think you knew anything about Elijah. So he's fucking lying to me. And this is the man who said he had my silver, and then it just magically changed stories. And if we went back and did a phone record, cellular data will show he said he had it. And then he said, no, she took it, and changed his story. So there's motive, because when I told him, now I figured that out on the last live stream, that I'm going to talk to Adriana. I'm going to figure out, it's one of you two. I specifically told you don't touch my silver. That's my retirement. I'm not into much of anything. My son already told me to take it and go, but I decided to stay here and help him, and now I'm going to get my fucking retirement taken from me? No, I didn't cuss at her, and even say that. I just said, I'm going to figure out, I'm going to talk to her eventually, and one of you two took it. So you said you had it, and now you said she had it. I got my dog, because I had my dog. It was why do you keep my dog so long? And I don't care about any of this, shiny, stupid metal shit. That dog should have been back in my fucking possession when I begged him for my fucking dog. Begged him for months. And he didn't give a fuck about me as his friend. So there's the motive why I think Adriana's car is there. Because if Adriana talked to him or me, and he took the fucking silver, then she's in danger. So I need somebody to look in this shit. My daughter's in danger. My son is in danger. And even if somebody goes to this fucking place and he's got him there tied up, or what the fuck ever this fucking prick has done now, I'm not playing this game anymore. I kind of shut up about it. I was concussed from 40, 5 seconds in. I've had enough time to get my head, and I'm still not, physically, I can't bring back what they've done to me. But I'm here. I'm not a corp. I'm not a statute. None of that bullshit. So I know my rights. I'm asserting my rights, and I can't even if I called right now, I would get nowhere, just like I have for years. So I did put it out there. It's kind of like a call for help. Anybody gives a shit about my son, nobody does. Not even his own fucking mom won't call now, because I'm pretty sure he or somebody called her, and I'd have been the feds, because I think the feds are involved, because this guy somehow got caught up with the feds. So I don't know. Did he do something to protect his ass to stop this bullshit? Because every time when he got all pissed off at me, when I mentioned his name on a live stream about not giving the dog back, you said online, you stole my dog, I stole it. Well, if I said he get my dog back, all right, give me my fucking shit back. There's some things that he's let me use his water filter. It would all be on record and take nothing from this man. He tried to get me to take all his stuff and bring it all over to my property. I ain't brought it over here. I know how people are. They'll flip the script real quick. So anyways, I have spoke with him and he got really upset that his name was being mentioned online. And then he said, I'll bring your shit back. Your shit back. Your shit was my dog. And if he just only had my dog, because that's all he had, why would he say my shit? It would be specifically if he had one thing, your dog. Oh, you're being fucking devil's in the details. So it's obvious and it's all recorded. That's what this fucking prick has forgotten. I was in jail. It's always being recorded and you're fucking with the man of God. And so I apologize for my cursing and the profanity, but I didn't curse on this channel at all. Not till that, I tried to use my constitutional right to protect my son from illegal prosecution. It's called affirmative defense. Self-defense is the legal description of affirmative defense. You have the right to protect yourself from illegal prosecution. Cops fucking don't do their job right. Prosecuting attorneys don't do their job right. District attorneys, judges fuck up. These people go to fucking jail. So in this case, the case will speak for itself. The evidence will speak for itself. I don't need to create any more evidence, but here I am creating more evidence and trying to figure out where the fuck my son is at. And I think I figured it out. And my daughter too, because now I think out motive. Was it me that opened up my fucking mouth to him and said, hey, I'm going to talk to her eventually, because he said he had it the whole time, and then the whole passport deal. Tired of the bullshit. Oh, there'll be a recording of him taking my fucking passport. That's a felony. That's a felony to hold my passport if he has that and he knows that and he's holding it. So, but I don't think he give a fuck if I think he's got my son too. So now I'm starting to look in a whole different direction here where I kind of should have. Why would he tell me in the beginning Elijah wouldn't take his calls? He's changed his stories every fucking time. Almost every time. And like I said, Elijah and I'd kind of caught on it before Elijah, when he was here on the property about him, I'm finding silver. I said, Elijah, you ain't finding no silver, dude. What the fuck is up with that? He wants you to go down there and find gold in his gold mines. And he says he's finding silver. That's not how you don't find silver like that. I don't think he knows what he's talking about. There's something not right there. So I did even mention something to Elijah. So, and his stories change up too about Elijah argued or something on the way back. He never mentioned none of this shit. All this stuff came out when I showed up unexpectedly and found his gate open. So he probably won't leave his gate open again, but I do know my daughter's car is there. And now I'm starting to see the motive on why he might have snatched both my son and my daughter up over this stupid fucking shiny metal bullshit. He didn't get my dog back. My dog was fucked up when I got it back. My boy. Seriously, it looked like his whole half his tail was burnt off. He had ticks in his face, and I got played. I got fucking played. So now I don't give a shit about it. I want to know where my safety of myself, my son, and my daughter are all at risk now. If somebody did a check and he's there and they showed up and let's say Elijah's in hiding because he's scared and cops go up, they're just probably going to shoot Elijah. If he don't fucking exactly do what they already did, listen to the goddamn fucking live stream. What now? You hear me pleading. My son is coming out peacefully. He's not resisting. He's coming out. He's got his hand. You hear me pleading. He is in Elijah. He's asking about the 180 hours. He has the right to ask that. They're going to cost his body. He has his hands in the fucking air and they shoot him anyways. What now? He's following directions and they still shoot him anyways. So I have no faith in this fucking system that they won't shoot my son again. I got headshotted with a grenade to the face. Why wouldn't they do that to me again? At any time the state could come back out and do it again. That's a group of fucking thugs. You'll see that those men should serve time in prison, excessive force. I've served in the capacity of a law enforcement officer, community servant, public servant, all that bullshit. military, 95 Bravo veteran, fucking military pig, mud puppy, whatever the fucking Mike Papa, whatever you want to, bullshit, Reconstructionist, SWAT team, all that nonsense. I've done all this fucking horse shit. And what do they turn this stuff around on me? Because I'm trying to stand up for the constitutional rights under my son's Fourth Amendment to be secure in his house, his papers, persons, and effects. And if they're going to try to prosecute him under his Sixth Amendment, I have the right to protect him from illegal prosecution. It's called excuse defense and justification defense. That the legal description is self-defense. These fucking idiots are just, they don't know the law. I do. I know my constitutional right. So I'm trying to protect my son, and I waited 9 months for this fucked up county to do something in their courts, and they have not even provided me and violated my right to speedy trial, Sixth Amendment, Miranda rights, adequate counsel. Call witness in my favor. They were going to have a fucking 2-day trial for me, just like they were for my son. I called Donahue. That's one of the largest in the state. They don't have the bandwidth to take this case. He said it's way too massive. 2 days are going to take me to fucking trial. 2 days they were going to take my son to trial. There's a list bigger than that of people. Every one of those people right there on that list would have to be called to include Don, Tom, Morgan, all these people, and nobody were there. It's all a bunch of bullshit. Fucking bullshit. There is no America. America's a sham. It's all run by some massive oil tycoon, fucking Donald Trump, who's responsible for every oil death in America. His family, the Trumps, they've had this technology that's not hidden. They hid it. Tesla was using it. John Trump was using the same millimeter wave. So, JT, TJ. Yep. We've been fucking with each other since time immemorial. This man is a fucking easy to see. He does not go after Christ. He pitches peace. That's Antichrist. False teacher. False prophet. Anybody you know is pitching peace, golden, great again. That's Antichrist. That's a false teacher. Look it up. You don't know, read scripture. That is the exact definition. Somebody's pitching peace. That is not the gospel. That is anti-Christ. Look it up. False teacher. You want a false teaching? Is somebody's telling you things are going to get better. Great again. You don't know the word. It's not on your heart. I didn't choose that. He did. He wrote it on the hearts of the bride. He's inside of us. Christ's inside of us. He left this place, going to prepare a place where his Father's house is at. He used to visit his light behind the temple, the veil. Now he's inside of us. So is Christ. He's going to prepare that place, come back and redeem his bride. It's been 2,600 years. Noah, 126. Noah ain't got shit on Christ. He said, be prepared. Have extra oil. Don't be going to the store and buying oil. Door's going to shut. It's all about a wedding. Esau killed Nimrod and stole the inheritance. That's Satan, the one how Trump has his house decorated with. That's how stupid Americans are. The dude decorates his house with Satan. Satan lived in a 58-story tower. So does Trump decorates his house with that Mithra sun god. He's even got the Apollo mission, the land, all that bullshit on his house is decorated with the shit statues and fucking murals and sick. Whole fucking world loves him too. It's not just this fucking country, everybody. But it's all right. He'll turn it all over the dragon, just like it says in scripture. He'll take the Second Amendment right and he'll put everybody in the encampment. And it won't just be here in America. It's all flesh under this covenant. So it's not just Jews, but Jews and Gentiles. So this should be easy to see. So I'll continue to expose Trump. Maybe the feds will come in. The feds are a bunch of pussies. They already know about this case. Already done called out the feds. So I believe Marshall is involved with the feds, guys, and I think that's where this case gets nowhere too, because I continue to push in this direction, because that's what Christ did. He stood up against Deuteronomy. Remember, he was telling them, you have, with your halakha, your oral law, you have changed all this. They haven't even physically committed the act of adultery, and you have them, without a marriage contract, bill of divorce, and you have not given them half. And he wasn't saying it nicely like that. Hell no, he was not. That's the nicest version I've ever given of that. That's not, you throw it in my word, my agape, my shem. These women are out there whoring themselves just to feed themselves. in your halakha, in your God, is this? That's not the Jesus nobody knows. I don't know. Nobody knows that Jesus. Brother Jim Brown knows that Jesus. Christ, the one that's written on my heart. That law that was on, remember, you had to go to a contract in a public place. All that's, there's no physical. It's all now on our hearts. That's why Christ is inside of you. That's why Paul is the gospel. When Paul speaks, those are Father's words. You don't understand that the gospel's not in you. You don't speak. Matthew, Luke, Paul, Peter, all the apostles, they were all overcome by the gospel. He said, give up your life, pick up the book, and follow after me. They all had a life, did they not? What'd they do? Gave it up. What'd they do? Hallelujah. What are you doing? He said, do the same thing. So that's what I'm going to try to do now. I'm going to try to leave the United States, take my books, and leave. Fuck this government. They're swine. They're not protecting my son. All I was trying to do was help him. Using my constitutional right. Instead, they swatted my house. They've never looked at the 180 hours, and they have the burden of proof in trial. So it doesn't even matter. It should be a change of venue. I've already pleaded them over and over to the courts. There's nothing about this case that does not absolutely 100% qualify for a change of venue. So I've already put all this in open court. I've even accused the courts of killing my son. So they don't never call me. Well, at least them, the states, but now I know it's bigger than that. I believe it's Marshall has something to do with it. My supposed friend who has lied to me since the moment that he's first person. All it'll be on record. I have nothing to hide. So when I leave, I'm not hiding. I tell them exactly where I'm going. Father will help me. I don't give a shit what happens to me. They come in here and blow my head off right now. Great. Father could do anything. So Father's will be done. I don't want to get in the way. I don't want to do any will of my own. I'm done living this flesh. I'm not living it for Elijah. This is the righteous thing. This is bigger than Elijah. My daughter's fucking involved in this too. She should have never been arrested. They came out here to kill me, and Father stepped in and gave a whole different B plan because it looked like all they made was an A plan. Hey, we're going to go out there and shoot this motherfucker's going to come out with this gun, and we're going to get him come out there, and he's going to get loud, and we're going to kill him because that's what they were bragging they were going to do. They're that fucking stupid. These businesses that I stood with during the COVID. Little birdies talk out here in a little country town from the state, you dumb fucks. You went in a business. I stood with these businesses and told them to bring the SWAT team out and protect them. And then you bring the SWAT team and swat me. See why I want to leave America? Why the fuck would I want to stay here? You know, I have an honorable discharge. I defended this country. Please let me leave. There's tens of millions of fucking people coming in here without a passport. This fucking prick, Marshall, fucking won't even get my passport back. And I know he has it. He's fucking lying. And Elijah, why the fuck is my daughter's car there? Listen to the motive now. I told Marshall, I'm going to find out, Marshall. I'm going to talk to Adriana. That's why her car's there, guys. Fuck. Maybe there's a pretty good chance at that. Yeah. When I went and picked up Tango. I told you guys that. I didn't put it together until now. Holy shit, you just gave him motive to don't fucking, oh shit, he took it. If he unsubmit, oh, fuck. Come on. Something's there. I'm not fucking stupid. Not being nice. Remember that. I'm not here to apologize for the cursing and the slander and the profanity. As soon as I know where my son is, it will stop. My daughter, it will stop. But I don't know I don't know what else to do. I'm trying, guys. This is it. Was it me who opened my fucking mouth to him? I'm going to find out about that shiny metal there, Marshall. And if you fucking, yeah, I'm going to talk to her eventually. Now that gives him all the fucking motive and why her car's at that property. And I can't call because they don't want to help me. Remember, I can't even get the feds to step in as I'm pleading on the warrant. I've called the feds. I called the DOJ. It's like I'm dead. Nobody's even hearing this. My son, nobody's a fuck. My daughter. So I don't know. I could be wrong. You know, there's his side of the story, but his side of the story hasn't matched anything from what I can now, since I've had months, 9 fucking months since they've swatted this house. And we're just not, now my son is supposedly on the run. I don't think so. How is Elijah on the run? See, listen. Hear me out on this, guys. If anybody has a brain bigger than a enough, like I'm saying, bigger than your normal invest. You got to be able to investigate what I'm saying here real quick. Why would Elijah's legal counsel, who knew Elijah was in court in October over via telephone, because he lives quite the distance. He's in Lane County, 4 or 5 hour drive. Adriana is in Lynn County, and I'm in Lake County. So he calls in. When I show up, because you can leave now. Oh, if I'm free to leave, I'm free to go, I'm free to stay. That's what they always get from me. Try to tell me to fucking leave. Dan Spencer, guys, listen to this, was there. The only people at Elijah's trial was a state pig, that little clown pig, baby pig, the residing bitch and fucking chief of finance, the one who was hollering my name like a dog in public. It's my dog. It's my bitch, Ted Martin, and now he's Teddy Bear. He's not in office now. Some big boy. I shouldn't have said Teddy Bear, because now I got the Bear Time Jamboree guy in there too. Look like Kevin saw him. Look like he wore his pants from college into that. He's only in his 30s. Is a fucking sellout because he doesn't know what he's even doing. So, but anyways, this chief of finance that's when I saw him. Hey, chief of finance. I'm not the chief of finance. Okay, whatever. Moving on. So, anyways, my son's attorney, the fucking my bitch, or excuse me, the district attorney, he's just a chief of finance. Everybody works for him. But anyways, I don't mean to multi-teach. You got to do this. You got to learn. You got to know your rights. You're going to lose them. So, and I've got that's it. That's all who's there. And no witnesses. They make me drive all the way the fuck down there. Now, they criminally summons me, a criminal witness, and a man could have lost his life. And because I'm a meek man and not a weak man, I didn't shoot John Mogul. The dude looks like, and I don't care about looks, not all about looks, but his shaved head. I shaved my head since I was 17. And driving a white car. He looked like a damn cop. So when he came on this property, I immediately asked if he had a warrant. And he said no, and I told him to exit the property. Any other property out here, they would have shot his ass. And go look on the community page. It says, because the cops are so fucking lame in this town, if you enter onto people's property out here, they'll just shoot you and dig their own hole. This is what community, Christmas Valley Community, Christmas Valley United, and whatever. These are the local, media pages under Facebook, I think it is. And you can see they'll dig a hole for you because the cops won't fucking do shit out here. That's what they're known for. So it's not like anybody else's driveway. He would have walked in, clearly marked, threw a fucking sign. They would have shot him dead and been legally justified and dug a hole, and it'd have been done. But I didn't do that. I wasn't armed at the time, so I could have killed him. Instead, he opened up his fucking mouth. And now because I told him to shut up, assert his Fifth Amendment. He asserted I'm Elijah's counsel, Dan Spencer. And remember this piece of shit sitting right there. So keep in mind, you got to keep your investigation brain together. He says, here I'm to deliver this criminal summons as a witness. Criminal witness, criminal summons witness. Okay. For a criminal trial, or I've never heard this term. So I tell him 18 times to stop talking, exit the property instead, because he charged me. If I would have been armed, I could have easily put a hole right in his chest head. There's always going to be chest. Center mass, I can't help it. Some things I've trained. It's like riding a bike. You just can't help. If you put right now, I'm going to hit the middle of the target. And I just automatically, it's the way that I fire. So I double tap, and you're going to take one somewhere. I'm going to peel your grape, and I don't mean to do it on purpose. It's the way I'm trained. And I'm not saying that I would have done that. I wasn't even fucking armed, okay, is what I'm saying. So I tell him to stop, and he kept coming. And it's a good thing, because anybody else would have popped him and put him in a hole. There would have been John Mogul. You can see pictures of him in all these videos of the live stream, because I live streamed it too. This is what's crazy. It's all live stream. Called the cops. This guy illegally criminating on my property. What the fuck did he drop when I was there? I didn't get him my dog. Did he leave something on my property? You guys already fucked my property up and left fucking powders. You got anthrax. Did he drop anthrax out here? What the fuck are you guys doing? So he said, I'm your son's attorney. I'm the investigator for your son's attorney. And they forced us to take it to trial. They have forced us to take it to trial is an immediately Miranda violation, inadequate counsel, Sixth Amendment violation, fair and speedy trial, to call witness in his favor, my son. So there is that you can't say, oh, they forced us to. He's not getting adequate counsel. That's a Miranda violation, and it would be thrown out of court. And that is fucking stupid. He looked like Chunk off of Goonies. The Baby Ruth. He does. I'm not saying looks, but go look at the video. It's quite alarming. I didn't shoot him. So this is my son's attorney. They have criminally now summons me. I've got the state pig standing there, and I've got the baby pig from Lake County standing there. Some younger pig who I told this later to be quiet and stop talking, you baby pig. I'm trying to, Anyways, so Gene was there, and they ended up taking his kid, which is fucked up. Already they took his kid, but he showed up later. What a soldier. That was appreciated. He got to be a witness, and I eventually needed to foil all these body cams off these clown pigs to make sure they had them on and they were blinking, so it was all recorded. So I went up there, and why do I show up at Elijah's trial? And now keep in mind, anybody keeping an investigative mind, or you just lost in lunar space out here somewhere north and south, or do you go to outer space in the east and the west? I don't know. You tell me. So okay, moving on. So now we have the attorney standing there, and I walk up to my son's trial after being served this criminal summons, criminal witness, and nobody's there but my son's counsel, legal counsel, under the Miranda right. You have the right to counsel. That's Dan Spencer, who represented me, a legal, can't co-counsel. Everybody's got to have a different attorney. Case thrown out. Right like that. Gone. Right there. No more. All these Mirandas, violations. So, Sixth Amendment, Fourth Amendment, 14th Amendment, so self-defense, affirmative defense, justification defense, excuse defense. You know any of those rights? That's your 4th and 14th Amendment, the right to be secure in your house, papers, persons, and effects. Warrantless search or seizure. If they're going to criminally prosecute, that's Title 18. Title 18 is covered under the 4th Amendment. Do you know any of these rights? I know them, and they don't give a shit. They don't know them. I'm telling this judge, I bet you can hold this clerk, Vandenberg, and he wouldn't know what I just told you. He plays a whole different game. He works for the chief of finance. Prior, Ted Martin, the one who screams my name, capital T, small R, small A, small C, small Y. You guys should have seen him. He went from Marble Box Red to, he got kind of like purple color. He really did, because when he started with the capital W and he hit that R, I'm telling you, he hit purple rain, smoke plum, whatever you call it. He was on fire, and he had to leave. He was so, his face changed, and Gene got the witness. I've never seen a man's face turn like, I'm telling you, it was smoke plum. He was so, and by the time he hit the R, screaming my name in capital letters. So, as God is my witness, that's my bitch. He got him screaming my name, and just make sure it's not all in capital letters. And that's Teddy Martin, my teddy bear, right? He's docile, like anyway, all bark, no bite. But anyways, now the bear is Paul Blart, mall cop. I don't know what this guy is. He won't talk to me, and I even brought it up last time. He didn't say anything. It was in court. He didn't say a stinking word. Well, I talked to him, but when he sat down and this whole judge bullshit, or so you're just going to violate my rights, continue to violate my Sixth Amendment and Miranda right to adequate counsel. There's no, yep. I'm going to continue. We're going to continue to violate your rights. I could get a FOIA request of Vandenberg saying that, yes, he's going to violate my rights. Immediate dismissal. There's so many things in this case. So I got this counsel, supposed Dan Spencer, who's represented me, standing there now, telling me I can leave because the trial has been vacated, which means there was something wrong with the case, and says to me, The state pig says to me, well, your son didn't show up in September. It didn't show up today, so we've issued a warrant for his arrest. And in my brain going, right there, I'd already made a mental note. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about September? How could he go missing in September? And my brain automatically, so I already have all this on video because I told, and I told that too. I said, quit looking at me, you stater pig. Speaking to your camera, to your leader pigs. I'm not Lavoy Finnegan, you leader pigs. State of Oregon, you're a bunch of fucking clowns. You hired a gang out here who never even researched shit. A bunch of guys, thugs, fucking wearing the same color, swatted how many fucking military armored vehicles? Drones. They brought drones out here, guys. Fucking drones. Wasted the fucking state taxpayers' money, wasted the county's money. We don't even have 911 because of fucktards like these fucking state police. Idiots. Didn't even look to see if my son had done anything. And all the evidence was there for hundreds of hours. They said they were watching. They drove on my fucking property. And instead of asserting my constitutional right to be secure in my house's papers, persons, and effects, and done. There's 2 dead pigs on my property, 2 stater pigs. I didn't do that. Hand-cocked to my hand. Oh, and filming them. You're scaring the fuck out of my daughter. And they're driving on my property, not on the access road, legally on my property. Could have killed them. They eventually hit me in the face with a grenade, kidnap my daughter, and possibly have something to do with where my son is if I had just killed those 2 state pigs that day. So if you're taking any notes, something should be ringing anybody of these investigators. Hey, I want to say something. No, it's not. None of you guys get it. I said he was on the phone in October. They said he went missing in September. He didn't show up to a fucking trial in December when I was criminally summoned in November. I thought he went missing in fucking September. What the fuck? Your timeline's off. Something's not right. And that's all fucking recorded. How does his attorney not know this? He was there that fucking day. Hey, wait a minute. He didn't go missing in September. He went missing in, no, they said he went missing in September. What the fuck? I have evidence on this channel. I came back after that October 8th and make it a mention about, man, he sounds like he ain't talked to his lady. He sounds dry. It's fuck. He must be doing. And then he went missing in September. Bullshit. This whole fucking thing is a wash, man. And still, my son is still as a warrant at the arrest of a threat of a gun. I ain't doing this shit no more. I ain't showing up to no more of this shit. Fuck you, your system. 9 fucking months. I've done everything. You're going to just make me keep fucking driving 2 hours away and not having it. You could do that to me for fucking years. I'm not on probation. I don't have a record. Fuck you. I'm not going by your shit. For 9 fucking months, I did everything that I was supposed to do, trying to protect my son. So I still have the right of affirmative defense to not show up to your fucking kangaroo court. Bullshit fucking proceedings. I'm actually going to try to exit the country and find some, from another country. You will not help me. Nobody in this country will help me. Nobody has stepped up to fucking help me. So I have to do this. I have no other option. This is crazy. I now think I figured out that the feds are very well and known about this case since the beginning. Because I've been trying to get the feds out here with this fucking county the cop who I said was moving meth through the airport, whose son was selling it to the farmers, has now been caught on the job doing methamphetamines and is retired. Oh, is that why when the state troopers called Jesse, said, this isn't a drug bust. This isn't a meth lab, because they know I don't fucking like that shit. I don't give a fuck what you do, but these people, I don't know. They know that. Especially when the fucking cops are dealing it. Tracy, you're going to get shot, dude. Stop talking about this. I'm not the only motherfucker who sees it out here. I already tried. If somebody would have came out here, you get fucking horror stories what they've done to people in this fucking town. That's what I would hope, David. That's what I would only hope. So that's why I got to go, David. You see what I'm saying? Maybe if I exit the property, he will show up, but I don't think so. I think Marshall's got him. Marshall knows something. Marshall had something to do with the feds. Listen to what I'm saying. This man now has motive. I believe 100% Marshall took my fucking silver. 99. Maybe it's Adriana, my daughter. I don't think so. Adriana had a paycheck coming. Adriana had silver of Elijah's too. You know what I'm saying? They were a couple, so she had access. She got out first. So she had all Elijah's silver, a paycheck, all the money from Elijah's car sale, and then it's going to take all my fucking silver and gold. The gold billed Elijah, it don't add up, man, at all. It does add up for Marshall because at one time I'm broke. He's trying to cover his ass. I see this now from the beginning. Dude, I got hit in the face with a concussion grenade. What the fuck, man? I'm lucky to even be standing up. You know, my life is in danger. Where the hell is my daughter? Nobody will help me. Why did Elijah's attorney not step in and say, hey, they were preparing a conviction for Elijah, guys. 2-day fucking trial. Are you out of your mind? Take 2 days just to probably do just Tom, Dawn, Morgan, and the 2 females in a fucking court case. To do all the, ping their phones, talk to each one. Bull fucking shit. The list is huge. His case is my case. That's these dumb fucks don't realize. That's what I jumped the evidence. So, I have the right to protect him. Under illegal prosecution, you have the right under your 4th Amendment to be secure in your house, papers, persons, and effects. Protect yourself in self-defense from illegal prosecution. It's called justification defense. It justifies your actions legally. Criminal and civil liability releases you from that criminal or civil liability. So fuck you. I'm not showing up to these people's bullshit no more. I'm trying to find some agency, anybody other than these fucking feds. You know, if I just had enough fucking money, but I don't care. God will provide. He'll part the seas for me like Moses, but I could just get on some jet and be out of here. I know it with my dogs. That's all I want. I'm leaving everything here as a political refugee because I'm involved in whatever you want to do. I don't do that shit, but I'm a pastor who has been persecuted for standing up for the right of my son because this is Christ-like, but people don't. And so I am a religious refugee. I've been religiously persecuted. I have had my house swatted, my sanctuary here, High Desert, ruined by the state and the county. I have proof of that. Somebody even remember just looked at one of the video of the raid. They go, wait a minute, you were asking if your son, bam! They didn't have any intentions to do this properly. From the very beginning, nothing has been done properly. Only by the grace of God do I know that this is all happening by Father's will. There's no other way to justify it. It doesn't. It should be thrown out. So he's going to make it more difficult for me. I don't think things are going to get better for me. And I don't care what happens to me. I only care what happens to my dogs, and I don't love them more than me. It is what it is. I took 4 to 5 tear gas canisters only for my dogs. Elijah had already left out of the, remember? I only stayed in here because I need to get numbers for my animals. And now my lungs are ruined. I have off camera some issues and whatever, respiratory issues, but it's okay. Father's not going to give me more than I can handle, but I don't want to be in the United States anymore at all. There's no reason. There's nothing. I stayed here for my son. And it's not like I was not planning on coming back here because I have a sanctuary here. I think I do. They broke that safe place, but I was already going to where I said I was trying to go. So I'm not making some irrational move. I wanted to go get better food and eat better. I'm tired of eating crap. I don't like the food that's offered, and it was about food and spirituality and not some, and I could have just taken the silver. I had the passport. I got everything ready. Instead, I stayed here to protect my son. So now I deserve this. It's not deserved. Now this is justified. I should have to stay here after 9 fucking months and they've done nothing. I don't recognize it anymore. I don't care. Nobody's called me. Nobody's gotten involved. It's just a big hocus pocus. So, it's okay. It's all right. Everything happens by God's will, be done. Their self-will. I don't want anything here to be of my own. I don't put Elijah above me. I don't put any of my dogs above, not me, above Christ. My love is Shiloh for his return. I will wait and be patient and endure to the end. So I don't know how hard it's going to get, but this is tabernacles, baby. This is intense. Wandering Jews out here in the desert. So I think I need to go to green path. Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I shall not want. I shall fear no evil. He shall lead me through green pastures. I'm going to try to go back and find myself where I was already wanting to go to Ecuador and grow food and farm and be left alone. That's a constitutional republic, by the way. So I thought this was a constitutional republic. I thought that's what I was defending. Come to find out it wasn't. So I don't want to stay in a corporation. I'm not a corp. I don't claim to be a citizen. I don't claim my birth name. I don't claim any of that. There's no record will show that I am Tracy Werner. I've already left that. I'm not that man. I am a pastor. I'm a teacher of the gospel because he tells me to spread it. So he said, call no man teacher, but we're supposed to teach and spread this light. So I'm only doing what it is that Father is leading me to do. I'm so blessed to have Kevin by my side. This man has already been suffered because of me. He did. He drove 1,400 fucking miles. He ain't got a ticket in 20 fucking years. They give him an illegal ticket and they just stick him anyways. He's already being targeted, and he said it in court. I think you gave me this ticket because I'm hanging out with Tracy and I support my pastor, and you're targeting me. And this sucks. And this is what's happening to my son, and God knows it. It's God doing it, so it's okay. God's making these men do these things, but one day he'll let up a little bit, I'm sure. I don't know. It might be after I die. I don't care. My master's him. He's going to do whatever he wants to me. I'm here to the end, endure. He said, sozo, to be carried, picked up, and lifted from beginning point to an ending point. Heal all this pain that I feel. He will take it away. So, but I can't stand down because he didn't stand down and he wasn't a shut up Jesus. So I want to know where my son's at. I really wish the feds would have just come talk to me at the gate. The state would have talked to me at the gate. The county would have talked to me at the gate. There's no doubt that Elijah did not only 180 hours, the other hours he should have never done. He will be someday compensated. I hope someday that if my son is alive, that he doesn't have to struggle. But right now, I think it's more than that. I think I've narrowed it down, and it's not getting anything done with it because there's something that has to do with the feds and Marshall. And I know that if he is trying to protect his ass, why is his head shaved? Why does he not have long hair anymore? Why does he lie to me about everything, from telling me for weeks on end that he has my precious metals, that some of them were spent? I think that was a trial run with him, to be honest with you. I think Adriana took the gold out, probably because Elijah had money, and from the sale of his car, I traded a car for precious metals, went to Bend, and that's what he does. He buys cars and fixes them. He had a car he fixed up or whatever and traded off. Asked me, hey, Dad, there's somebody over there that wants to trade this car for some. Will you go drive it over there and look at this? And I did it. I brought it back here. So he had that. He had a paycheck. He had a car. Adriana, they had money. So I think Marshall's idea to tell me, because I didn't want to, but it is what it is. I said, all right, well, with the gold that I have, don't touch my silver. I know they have this money. Marshall said he had some money, and then he lied about what he said he had. He flipped his story on that shit too. And it's all recorded, you dumb fuck. Try to lie to me and think I'm going to forget. I just don't think this guy knows who I am or something. I don't know. I don't give a fuck. He don't mean a fucking thing to me. I don't care what he did to my mental. I want to know where my daughter's at. And I think by me opening up my mouth and saying, I'm going to eventually speak to Adriana, explains exactly why her fucking car is at his house. And I feel foolish for even opening my mouth. Because if you think of what I just told you, well, then Tracy, it was your cause to say something about this metal that gave him the motive. If you'd have just shut up and not say anything, maybe you think he could have got away with it or something. But I'm a prior reconstructionist. This is not getting too hard to see what potentially could have happened. Why would he tell me he's had no contact with my son other than the initial contact? And he just quit. Elijah won't take my call. This is the only person I know that I could actually have any contact with. I don't want to talk to Elijah because we got this no contact order, Marshall, but is he doing okay, man? It's fucked up. He had to go back and live with his dad that fucking did fucked up things to him, put his hands on him. It's the first time I've ever mentioned that to you guys the whole time. Anybody who's been watching this, I've never mentioned that. Anthony, his fucking stepdad, that's where they sent Elijah back to. The man that fucking violated him. I never had nobody put their hands on me like that. Oh, I've had people beat the fucking snot. Many man fucking never anybody violate my. Nope. So that was a fucked up thing, that he had to go back to. But he did. So Elijah dealt with a lot of shit. This young man has been through some serious bullshit because of his dad. That's why I would stand up for him in a million lifetimes. So, this doesn't make sense. Why would he tell me he'd had no contact with him? This is the only guy I know that I can contact and not third party to try to have communication, because I was really trying to keep this stupid bullshit conspiracy charge. I was talking about it. That's why in October I said, man, it sounds like he's doing what he's supposed to do. He just sounds like he hasn't talked to Adriana. So why the fuck is my daughter's car? Now, he told me, well, Adriana sold it to me because she needed money for an attorney. Okay. I mean, yes, my son supposedly sold him a car when he needed Marshall, because Marshall had some money to buy it from him, and it sat there. That's why when I show up unannounced and my daughter's car was there, I thought I found my son. I was ecstatic. Actually, my heart just fucking was like, I was beside myself. Imagine, you think he's fucking gone. So I go and there's his car. I'm like, and no, he's not here. She sold me the car because I thought he didn't have any contact. Or I'd asked him on the phone, do you know anything about Adriana? He never mentioned she sold a car. He said to me one time, Elijah called me because I kind of forced his hand and said he needs money for an attorney. Probably more time to cover his ass for what he's done. And I know he did. I'm not saying he did. But see, if he had given me that silverback, I already just threw fucking his bail money up in gold. Said, don't touch my silver. So I'm about 99% sure Marshall has everything to do with where Elijah's at. So I can't send anybody there, because what if I do? He has a warrant for his arrest. What if he's tied up? What if Marshall has both of them tied up somewhere on that property in Wolf Creek? What if he killed them both? What if he turned them to the feds or some bullshit? I have no idea. I know Elijah did made a mention about something with the feds, and so did he when I was there. That's something they came or something. He said, oh, they didn't find anything. They just gave us some code violations or something like that. What's really strange about that conversation that day, because I told him, I'm like, dude, I told him about the dog. I'm like, dude, because I brought Tango with me. He said, man, I'm going to try to get a hold of somebody. I think I might know where he's at. I have somebody that might be able to get a hold of him, and I'll get a hold of you in a week. And I knew he's just lying to my fucking face. And so a week goes by. I get no call from him. And I call him, and his question to me is like, hey, what's going on with Elijah? What the fuck, Marshall? What the fuck, Marshall? What the fuck does that mean? You're going to sit there and tell me I come to your place looking for my fucking son, and you tell me you might know somebody who can get a hold of me, but it might be a week. Like you always fucking put me off like you did for months with my dog. It's always a trip to California. That's why I was like, shit, this guy keeps going back and forth to California, and this silver's sitting in the back of his trunk. I'm going to get the call. They broke into my car, man. I lost your passport. Yeah, right. What about that? Why all these inconsistencies, guys? Anybody following what I'm saying? This dude's in on it, man. I'm telling you, he's fucking in on it. He's got to be. Why would he sit there when I went and talked to him? Would he sit there and tell me, well, I think I know somebody might be able to get a hold of Elijah. I'll talk to him and it might be a week. And then he never calls me back, which I already knew there was getting no call back. And I call back and talk to him, and he asks me what's going on with Elijah. Does anybody want to make a comment on that? Could you ever be slapped in the face any fucking harder? Fuck you, Marshall. This shit, I have to eat this shit all the time, guys. Just gotta eat shit all the time from people. Why would he come to me and then say, what's going on with Elijah? He's the one who's gonna. I just drove all the way. My God is very cruel to me. He must love me a lot because he beats the people he loves. Oh my gosh, man. There's so much you guys don't know. I just hold in day after day. He's involved. He's involved. There's no way he can't be, guys. I feel like I feel so foolish now for saying that to him about this fucking silver. Because, guys, listen, here's my thought. Here's my thought. This guy's telling me he's finding gold in a gold mine. He could stash my son away if I wanted to. And I'm like, no, we're not running, Marshall. We're not going anywhere. I'm bringing him here because he already did this shit. I was involved. No, you're not taking him and getting him somewhere else because you said something before in your life. You had some charges or whatever, and you had to disappear and get him taken care of with your attorney. So, and suppose you're going to get me this attorney or whatever, too, because we were on the fence on trying to get Elijah's attorney or whatever. He tells me again that he's finding gold and silver. And I know he's not finding silver. And I had mentioned that to Elijah. So, and then he's telling me everybody where he's at pays in gold now. Oh, we got everybody down here paying in gold, and runs me through this whole idea of that he's mining gold now and he's bought all this equipment, and so that there's some kind of validity to his story on. But I know he isn't finding any silver. So I make a mention of it to Elijah. When Elijah was here, what's going on with Marshall? This guy kind of fluffs his fucking stories, man. I mean, I dig the dude. It's just, you had, he helped you out, like, he seems to sensationalize things a little bit. What's going on with this silver thing? Elijah, you ain't finding no silver. You're a silver bug. I'm a silver bug. Goddamn good and well. No. So I don't think he's ever held any silver in his fucking hands. And he may have been looking for some gold or something. I don't know what his deal was, but I think once he got that silver in his hands, he ain't never seen silver. 40 fucking pounds of silver. He was like, I mean, look at the price of it now. It's so undervalued too. But and I don't care about shiny metal. Oh, he said to me, oh, you got your, because there was my little show bag. Oh, well, you got yours. You got what you got. There was metal there at your house in the little thingy. I said, yeah, I know, Marshall. That's what I show to my fucking viewers to do a little teaching. We're talking about 40 fucking pounds. How much did you fucking sell? How much did she? What? I told you don't touch my metal. So I let it go. Okay, so he's riding around with the rest of this metal. Then all of a sudden, he didn't have it, she had it. Bullshit. I mentioned to him, I'm going to find out, Marshall. I'm going to find out. I'm going to talk to her one day. It's going to end one day. So there's your motive on why my daughter's car is at his fucking house. I don't believe she could sell that car to anybody in the fucking world. And why would my son go buy a yellow truck to go run away from the fucking law in a yellow truck? It makes no sense. If she needed money, why the fuck? I don't know. They were supposed to have contact, but the whole thing's a bunch of fucking bullshit. So again, apologize for the slander and the cursing and the profanity, but I should have brought this up sooner. And I kind of did call him out on it. See, what I'm saying? And this is where I'm at. So I don't know what to do at this point for my son, but I think Marshall has everything to understand where he's at, knows something he's hiding, or he has every fucking thing to do with it. So Adrian Massey, why is my daughter's car at his house? He went to pick it up on a trailer when she sold it to him in Cottage Grove, Oregon. And he wasn't even saying the name right, too. And he mentioned something. He was saying something other than Grove. He wasn't saying Cottage Grove. I remember that, too. He wasn't getting the name right. I'm like, what the fuck is this about? You got to imagine my dog. My main focus is looking at my dog, and my dog is fucked up. I can see ticks on his face and shit. You know, I'm like, all this shit. I'm like, his tail, it looked like a whole ripped the whole fucking, like somebody burned it with a fucking down, has burned all the hair off of it, and it was blistered pink, like you peeled a blister off. That fresh skin underneath, all the way down his fucking tail. You know, and it took me months to get my dog back. Why would he hold my dog like that? Oh, you're holding that against him. Well, I'm not. I just wonder, why would it take so long to get my animal back from him? I begged him for my animal back. Please, Marshall, fucking Pants is here. He's never been away from this dog. I need him, man. I'm alone out here, and fuck, dude, please. Not a fucking care in the world about my dog. So, oh, he's a water dog. Yeah. So he just playing in the river. I know. I don't think he spent any time in the river, because he spent time in the river, he wouldn't have all those ticks in his fucking face and all over his body. You can imagine if there was that many in his face, how many were on his body. So he was sad shape. His whole undercarriage, all that was all his. Oh man, he was so bad. He's so bad. So, and I just find it rather ironic too. That, yeah, there's just too many inconsistencies with this guy. So I think this points out where Elijah's at. And I don't want it to be right. And Father already kind of showed me, you're not going to like the results of what you find. But I got to keep getting this done now. I can't let this go. This guy has everything, you know, every motive, reason now. And I don't, is it me who said, I'm going to find out about Adriana and I'm going to talk to her one day? Does anybody feeling me on this? That could have easily fueled why Adriana's car is there. Why would he go all the way to Cottage Grove from Wolf Creek to pick this car up, which is up to 5, and trailer it when she could sell it to anybody? So, and needs money for an attorney. So it almost sounds viable. And I did kind of buy the bullshit, but now I realize it's just hogwash. So hope I'm wrong on that, but I think there is every bit of it, what I just said, validity. Why would he hold my dog for so long? Why would he hold my passport, which is a felony? If they go do a search warrant and they find my fucking passport on his property, we'll see what happens. I ain't trying to bring nobody. I don't imagine going there. My son's there and he's alive and he's on the run, and none of this is true, but he's hanging out with him or something, and they all ditched me or whatever it, and they go shoot my son. He still doesn't fucking deserve that. He did all his time. He by the threat of a gun is my son's only option at this point. Unless I can get somebody to look at this in another way and exonerate him of this bullshit when they look at it and realize, wow, this guy already did all this shit, and then they made him do more, and then they tried to make him do more. It is fucking outlandish what has been done to Elijah Werner. The man has been put through pure fucking, I don't call it hell, because hell is the place of no knowledge, but it's been a very rough ride for this young man. Extremely mountains, not little bumps, but fucking mountains he has to climb. Like that, I get the same thing. I don't get little speed bumps in life. I didn't get an easy stick on this one. He didn't give either of us an easy life. But I am blessed to know him, no matter where he's at. If I ever talk to him again or ever see him again, I am blessed to see him take direction. When I told him, remember the thief on the cross, we have to be used, son. He doesn't know. We don't know. There might be something, and he knows that. He loves that. He loves the word. He does. He loves the word. So I'm sure he has faith. And David said earlier, maybe again, it'd be better if he was out of the country, but I don't think so. I think he's still somewhere in this country, and I think fucking Marshall has everything to do about it. I wish I would have brought this up sooner, but what am I to do, guys? You got to let the system do what it's supposed to do, right? 9 months. Can't wait any longer. They'll do this 9 more months. What if Marshall's got them tied up there or something? They're both getting fucking tortured or something. Both my dog, the car's there. That's where his fucking little truck was at, and it's missing now. I don't know what that. Why is Marshall's haircut? He's had long hair every time ever since I've known him. Long fucking hair. Like white Jesus longer than that hair. Why is his head shaved? Why does he have short hair? Who's he running from? That make no sense. He said something about the heat. Wasn't that fucking hot? We didn't have no fucking heat dome. We was a lot hotter out here the last few, we've had a hotter, that didn't fly with me, guys. So what do I do? What's your suggestions? I've tried to do everything I can do. Can't fall under the flesh. Can't do something stupid, right? Not going to do that. Fleshy. Nope. If anything, I'm going to exit. My worst thing I would do is just try to leave the country. That's the worst thing I'm going to do. And I still have the right to protect myself, so I'm going to do that very soon. And I'm telling them, if they want to try to come get me, well, then good. Then put me in and let's get this shit rolling. I already told them this for months. Let's do this. I have all the evidence. Once it's just looked at, we're talking about millions of dollars of lawsuits that some ministry will hope be given. I don't want anything, but I don't want that. I want to farm. I want to eat organic food, and I want to farm. Something's up with that, eh? I mean, come on, guys. I said that on that fucking rat. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, something is up. This guy's got to know something. There's no way. Why would he lie to me the whole fucking time and tell me he ain't seen my son or know anything, ain't talked to him, and then sold my son a car and then bought my daughter's car when I show up unannounced? That wasn't a very good on the fly, so what do I do? I've tried to do everything I can do, guys. I can't call the fucking state. They're the ones who swatted my house. I can't call the county. I have faith in God. I do have faith in Most High, but I don't feel like I let it go for too long. I tried to let the system do what it was supposed to do so my son could get cleared. My son supposedly was in October. He was there in court in October. I got summons to his trial in November for December. Everything's good, right? Show up to court and he's not there at his trial, and he went missing in September. He was in the courtroom in October, guys. This is all wrong. There's nothing about this that is right. I don't know what to do. I am going to leave, David. I'm going to leave. I hope God will bless me and I can leave this country. And I don't care what happens to me. I don't care if I get thrown in a prison, if they shoot me, if the cops come shoot me. I don't care what happens to me. There's nothing. I already peaked. You know what I mean? So this is all on Father. I'm not mad at any man. This all sounds super sketchy. Well, what sounds sketchy? Go look at the fucking SWAT raid there. It's all sketchy, I know, huh? There's nothing that even sounds right, huh? You just watch the SWAT raid, you just realize they're going to come out here. They're warned as I'm some kind of fucking man that's going to come out and shoot and and I was only asking if my son was okay, and I take a grenade to the face for using my affirmative defense, my right of self-defense to protect my son from illegal prosecution when I have all the evidence, all been documented, hundreds of hours, all the hours documented, hundreds of fucking hours documenting the same information over and over and over, and they still SWAT raid the house. No witnesses called. It's insane. So it just appreciate everybody's eyeballs on this. I don't know what else to do. If you had a kid and, he made a mistake. He got involved with some guy and, the guy lured him in by smoking cigarettes with him. You had to be 21 to buy cigarettes. This guy bought him cigarettes. He was in the probation department. That's how he met this guy. I mean, it's not hard. And come to find out, he got in trouble with him and he did his time. Elijah Werner served 10 months, almost 11 months in jail. The only guy to ever go to jail out of all of them. They're all there, supposedly. Even the rapist who never went to jail never got convicted. Only the kids got convicted. The rapist still runs free today. I didn't kill him. I said I was going to. I didn't say I was going to kill him. I said I was going to take his life with my hands because I wasn't going to let my son get thrown in prison. I called my attorney. There'll be a phone call, me calling John Kliego and telling him I'm not going to let him get thrown in prison. I understand now they get paid for him. Checkmate, bitch. I take him his life. They lose the money. They lose the funny. So I didn't want to do that, guys. I didn't want to touch him. He's a fucking rapist. I gave that dude such hard time every time. You ask anybody I know around when I saw that guy around my son, I was ripping his fucking ass the whole time. What the fuck are you doing hanging around with these fucking kids? I didn't know he was a rapist at the time. Not till someone was brought to my attention and did the background search did I figure out. Then I went to fucking Lily Frank and said, look, he's buying them cigarettes. And they're fucking minors. Get this fucking rapist away from my son. And he ends up getting charges with them. Lily Frank should go to prison for a long time. She knew about this. Buying these minors, contributing to a minor. So it's much bigger than that. It's that this fucking police department has been selling meth to the farmers. And a lot more. There'd be horror stories about this fucking police department out here. You know, shit that I've been pointing out that to people telling me to shut the fuck up about. I'm not going to shut up. I have a First Amendment right. Freedom should be dangerous as a motherfucker. Always has. And always will. I don't know. It should be. I live a very dangerous fucking life, but I live like a free man. Not freedom. There's no such thing as free will. Self-will. And agape, well, that's what I follow. What Father tells me to do, be meek, not weak. That's why I didn't shoot those two state troopers. Why I didn't shoot fucking John Mogul. And I could have legally been justified under the testament that I teach. So, absolutely. But freedom should be very dangerous, should it not? You're riding on the line of near, you don't have, unless there's a fucking, a victim. You have the right under the Constitution to face your accuser. So all this bullshit is just bullshit. This is over Elijah supposedly not doing his fucking community service that he did. I mean, over a fucking technicality. And then they said he didn't do it. And then he started doing it all over again because the attorney said, don't let him get in trouble. You'll get it documented. He knew. I don't give a fuck. Still to this day, they've never once looked at anything. So there's nothing in America for me. America is an apostasy. I know I have defended this country. There is no innocent until proven guilty. This case is the opposite of that. They'll bring a SWAT raid to your home before they ever try to prove you're anything. No man ever, and they have what is called the burden of proof. If they ever were to take myself or my son to trial, they would have to prove that Elijah didn't do the 180 hours. And then once they saw, oh, wait, Tom, Dawn, Morgan, the two females all did it with him, multiple locations and all their phones. Every hour that Elijah did, they would have to reimburse Elijah for. Punitive damages using the Tampa Bay calculator, 1,083 times the rate of inflation. 3 now, which is even more, would be $3,049 a minute. For every minute that Elijah has been burdened. Hours that he worked, minutes that he was in confinement, hours and days that he served in jail. Now, okay, he got caught of a theft crime, not robbery. Not like this fucking rapist that raped a Hispanic woman high on methamphetamines and robbed her. These were empty buildings. I even have the evidence, the discovery from John Kliego that says Tony Carson, the rapist, is there. One of these kids, teenagers, is going into this trailer that's been vacated years ago, and they're opening up and trying to get into the lid. Accomplice, revoke his parole, send him back to fucking prison. That's what I told Lily Frank. Nope, they just let him run around free out here. Could have raped anybody in the state of Oregon. They don't care. They don't give a fuck. They do whatever they want. Kevin was out here and he witnessed it. Kevin hasn't had a ticket in 20 fucking years. He was not speeding. That cop pulled in front of us. The other cop was way down the road. He pulled out, stopped, pulled out. That cop said he radared him going west. He's no way. We were parked. I got that fucking cop in his own bullshit. He started back like, I had to leave because I knew Kevin was still, and they still railroaded Kevin. Still gave him the fucking ticket. He drove 1,400 fucking miles to fight that ticket. You're going to fight a ticket for 14? Yeah, you're damn right. And what a good man, because he said, it don't matter. At least I stood up against it and didn't sit there and just pay the ticket, you know. So what a good man to be. Honorable man. I heard him. You're targeting me because I'm hanging out with him. And what balls to say that? Most people are just lick the boot of some fake fucking clerk. So thank you for the blessing of sending me Kevin. He's a good dude. And he's not afraid to stand up. And I'm super inspired when he said, all right, Tracy, let's just take the books and we'll grab the dogs and we'll go. Well, that's nothing. Yeah, this is what it would end up. The desert eats this up. That's what this guy convinced him. Look, he convinced him to break into these things. First, he started collecting rocks. Then I was on to this guy, too, because I'm like, something was not right, and I was trying to stop this. These kids came back with a cache. Actually, Elijah's mom, she's into, like, native and Sundance festivals, so she knows the native culture. They had supposedly found a cache of arrowheads. Well, I looked at the arrowheads, and they were not chipped from the obsidian in this area. Some of them were, but most of them weren't. These were ones you mail order. That's how he got them. Kibbles into the house. Fucking brilliant. And that's right, because see, when Elijah brought this fucking, I don't think he knew Elijah didn't know he was a rapist at the time, and neither did I. I didn't want him hanging around him because he was smoking cigarettes with him, but I didn't know at the time. He took him over there, Tony Karsten, and Elijah's mom looked at those fucking arrowheads and said, no, those aren't fucking cached from out those aren't from that desert. The rock isn't the right mineral, and called that out. So that's two. And she brought that when Elijah was going to jail on his charges up, going, this is bullshit. And I said too, that they found pockets of fucking arrowheads. You ain't gonna find no pockets full of arrowheads. Then try to cool this cat. That's what he used that for, like little kibbles to lead him into these abandoned properties and say, oh, well, just don't let it sit there. Because I know one day I went out with him right at this little chip field to try to find rocks. I don't give a shit about it. And he tried to go. I mean, this place was getting eaten up by the fucking desert. It was gone. Like you said, it needs bulldozed. And there was some shit there, but he started picking stuff up, this Tony Karsten. I said, put that shit back down. He's, oh, man, I know these people. I said, no, you don't. I don't give a fuck if you know them. They're not here. Put it down now. He gave me that look like, fuck you. I do whatever I want in this town. I said, you better fucking listen to me, man. If it's not yours, leave it there. I ain't fucking around. Put it back down. And I guess Elijah, let's go. I fucking wasn't long after that. I said, let's go on a fucking, I knew it. I told him I knew when he was picking that shit up. And this place was getting eaten up, guys. It was abandoned. This shit was, but this is how he did it, leading me in with these little fucking arrowheads and these caches. That's how I knew he was very savvy and had been able to figure out. I found out he had a cache out here that he was able to bring stuff out in the county out here behind me. And he was going out there, and that's where they were bringing a bunch of shit. And he had the anonymity to go back there, like between two field fences and shit. He knew the way to get back there. And that's where I got onto this prick. There's so much history with this guy. And then my son's getting in trouble with him. After me telling him, this guy is buying him cigarettes. That is a minor fucking child. There were two Elijahs in this case. One was 17 years old. Imagine a rapist hanging around your 17-year-old. Would you be very, very happy about that? Buying him fucking cigarettes when you got to be 21 in the state of Oregon? Lily Frank is a criminal. She's still working, guys. You should call her right now and say, you're a fucking criminal. I should start harassing them again, right? No, we should start making them accountable. I called for fucking hundreds of hours trying to get them to look at all this information. Instead, they just brought the state of Oregon, guys. So that's what this rapist did. You see what I'm saying, guys? He used these little arrowheads. Whose name is that? My daughter? But anyways, guys, I think Marshall has everything to do with this. because he's very aware of too. He went out with Elijah and collected arrowheads too. So just so you know, a lot. Oh wow, he's the one who tipped me off to fucking Tony was a rapist. That's why I ran the background check. Wow, that all comes together now too, doesn't it? Fucking informant, isn't he? He's part of this system. He just bought my candy. He's probably a fucking rag anyways. I mean, I know he's got property out here, but wait a minute. He was with his, I don't mean to go there, but he was with his guy that he was taking care of, and Jim blew his head off in that cabin on his property. Did Jim blow his head off, or did Marshall finish him off? I'm not saying Elijah knew him. I didn't know Jim. Elijah knew Jim. Marshall caretake, that guy ended up shooting himself in the head. Elijah is the one who ended up getting the money for the track chair. When Elijah was sitting in jail, I sold the track chair and got like $9,000 of the $37,000 or something, what had to be paid or whatever it was to John, all the amount total with, you know, it's a lot of fucking money. This guy put up some money for Elijah, but some of these other details I haven't thought about in a long fucking time. See, did Marshall take my silver because Elijah owed him money? That was between him and Elijah. I don't have debt with Marshall. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm not sure, just motive. That's what I thought before. Maybe this is why. It's much deeper than that. Interesting. So Marshall is definitely a part of this now. Marshall is 100%. He has to be, guys. There's no way he can't. So once again, why? He called me yesterday too. So he's been on these streams. So to him, guys, just so you know, this is very dangerous, right? If he's got both my son and shit, my daughter locked up, he could be fucking tortured right now. Making him watch this and shit. Who fucking knows, man? This guy has done some interesting opposition shit already. So, I'm not playing anymore. Hey guys, give me a minute. You guys give me a minute. I don't think it's gonna dump this stream, but if it does, I don't think it will. I think it's just gonna pause you. I need to make a that have for sale out here. So I need to make this call. So let me put you on pause for the cause. Smoke them if you got them. I don't smoke cigarettes, so get a drink, use the bathroom. I don't know. I wish I could call and do something, but I'm so I don't have fear, but because I trust Father, but I don't know if I called, nobody's going to do anything. What if somebody else called that was listening and said, holy shit, I think this guy's fucking son is at this person's house and his daughter, are you hearing this shit, honey? Let's call. I don't know what to do. I can't, somebody's got to figure this out sooner or later, so, but I still got to do this worldly crap. So give me a minute. 13 of you. Interesting. 13 months in a calendar year, not 12. Grow up. All right. Ponder that thought for a minute. I'll be back here in a country minute. I might have to make a phone call because I don't know if I'll be able to do it on this live stream or not. So I think it will mute it and put it in. It'll go into some black screen, but I will come back on here and however long to take care of to do this. Sorry. I'm at a farm. I got to take care of the farm here. So give me a minute. All right. I don't know who hung out in here the whole time. Appreciate it. Had to go do a head count these ladies, these birds. So I've got some laying hens for sale. So had to go do a count because they wanted a larger number than I think I had here. But anyways, I'm going to continue my march towards Marshall and his incorrect information and all his lies. So I don't understand why I was lied to, and I'm not getting any explanations, and I know that I'm not going to, again, like the answer that I get, but it is what it is. There's questions that do need answered now. Too many inconsistencies. So maybe we'll finish this stream up and I'll come back and we'll do another one here. So I don't know how many people dumped back in the stream. They probably came back in and like, what the hell? So hell is the place of no knowledge. But we'll figure it out. But let me take a break. I'm going to get a bite, something in my belly here. Come back on and we'll continue. Where is Elijah at? I want to know where he's at. If there's a warrant for his arrest, what does it take to locate this? Do I need to fire a private investigator? What do I need to do? I think I know where he's at. So where somebody, I think he knows somebody who knows something. So I got a lead. That's what I've been on. I'm on this lead. So this lead has motive and probably has a good idea where he's at. So I'll continue my the discussion here in a minute. I'll pull the stream back down. We'll get some more traffic, some more eyeballs on this. Maybe the right eye will see this in the hearing air. Father's time. Thy kingdom come. They'll be done. So seek no vengeance, curse no man. Let Father fight all your battles. We're in the age of revelation. We're in the last book, so don't blow it now. This is a good part. Welcome to Aquarius, the age of air. That's why you're getting gaslighted with all these air rituals, by the way. They're playing, boss. Soon, Operation Fantasy Island. Whoa.